Actually, I started 10 minutes prior so as to just check with if things are okay. Actually, since past two meetings, XCOM meetings, I observed that I forgot to even stop transcription.
So in such cases, what happens? Does the system stop by itself?
No, actually, transcription happens in the background. And along with the meeting recording, transcript will also be saved. So it's up to the meeting attendees to see the transcript or not.
True, but if everybody logs out, then transcription will stop, no?
No, not like that. When we click on end meeting, both stop simultaneously, recording and transcription. I've just arrived at the conference room.
Okay, awesome.
Do
you have the agenda on the role players? Can we just check if everybody is present?
Let me check. Yeah, I'm sharing my screen. Is my screen visible?
Yes, of course.
Actually, the funny thing happened, like I forgot my headphones on my desk. But anyways, it's manageable because the room is on the almost on the corner side. Evaluators are yet to take up. Grammarian tag team is also pending.
Actually, this one is not updated. Grammarian is Hema.
I think Darshan has to update it because from my side, updation option is not available.
Yeah.
Okay, then I'll leave it as it is. We'll decide extempore.
Let's check with Sheshagiri and Darshan. Darshan was in the meeting room. So is Darshan there? Darshan, can you hear me?
Let me check. No, Darshan has left, I guess. He's in some another call. I think Sheshagiriji is online.
Hi.
Hi, Sheshagiriji, how are you?
Fine. So first we'll have Ramesh is already there. So after the SA and the presiding officer, we'll directly go for the education section because Sunish has to leave by 1:45.
Okay.
Okay.
Hi, Sanishji, how are you?
Hi, Shyam. I'm good. How are you doing?
All well. So as everyone must be aware that today's meeting format will be in English format, that is both English and Hindi, on account of Hindi Diwas, which is scheduled for tomorrow.
Very good.
So Sheshagiri ji, as discussed, I'll be projecting my screen for SAS script also, so that those who are not much conversant with Hindi, they
Yeah.
can refer to the English one.
Sure. Okay. I think people will start joining. We'll a sharp 1 o'clock it will start.
Okay, then I'll keep the script ready, projected.
Yeah.
Sheshagiri ji, I have sent the word of the day on the individual chat.
Yeah, I
Please.
saw it. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, is my screen visible?
Yes.
Hmm. I'll close my camera as I'll be already presenting. So, Sheshagiri, shall we begin?
Yes, please.
धन्यवाद शेषागिरी जी. माननीय अध्यक्ष महोदय एवं अतिथिगण, आरआईएल टोस्टमास्टर्स क्लब की बैठक क्रमांक 204 में आप सबका स्वागत है. मेरा नाम श्रेय जैन है और मैं आज इस बैठक का सशस्त्र हवलदार हूं. तो बैठक शुरू करने से पहले मैं आप सबसे अनुरोध है कि आप सब निम्नलिखित नियमों का पालन करें ताकि बैठक में कोई अड़चन ना आए. पहला, अपने चल दूरभाष यंत्र और अन्य आवाज करने वाले उपकरणों को शांत करके रखें या फिर वाइब्रेट मोड पे रखें. दूसरा, वक्ताओं को प्रोत्साहित करने के लिए इस ऑनलाइन मंच पर मेरा आप सबसे अनुरोध है कि आप सब अपने चलचित्र को चालू करके रखें. यदि कोई कनेक्टिविटी में दिक्कत हो तो आप बंद भी रख सकते हैं. पार्टिसिपेंट्स को अनुरोध है कि यदि वे मीटिंग से बीच में अगर निकल के जाना चाहें तो वे जा सकते हैं, लेकिन ताकि किसी को बुरा ना लगे वे बंद चैट बॉक्स में मैसेज करके जा सकते हैं. और चौथा, एक टोस्टमास्टर होने के नाते निम्नलिखित विषयों पर बात करने से संकोच करें, यानी अत्यंत निजी बातें यानी सेक्स, धर्म या मजहब यानी रिलीजन, और राजनीति यानी पॉलिटिक्स। और चौथा विषय होगा ऐसा कोई विषय जिसका एंड से रिलायंस की मान मर्यादाओं को ठेस पहुंचे। इन सब चारों विषयों पर बात न करें तो अच्छा रहेगा, ताकि मतलब मीटिंग मान मर्यादाओं के अनुसार चलती रहे। अब मैं क्लब के मिशन को साझा करना चाहता हूं। हम एक सहायक और सकारात्मक शिक्षण संबंधी अनुभव प्रदान करते हैं, जिसमें सदस्यों को संचार एवं नेतृत्व कौशल विकसित करने का मौका प्रदान किया जाता है, जिसके परिणाम स्वरूप अधिक आत्मविश्वास और व्यक्तिगत विकास होता है। इसके साथ मैं हमारे माननीय अध्यक्ष महोदय श्री वेंकसेना शेषागिरी जी को मंच पर आमंत्रित करता हूं और उन्हें मंच सौंपता हूं। शेषागिरी जी, कृपया मंच ग्रहण करें।
बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद श्रेय जैन जी। आज का दिन हम लोग हिंदी दिवस का दिन का हिसाब से वी आर गोइंग टू हैव अ bilingual English and Hindi भाषा, so people can have their own way at both the languages, can have colloquial language also. And today is our 204th meeting, so we have lined up a special education session by Sanish Babu. He is going to dwell on the subject of how to choose the pathways and how to grow on the pathways for all the members. And following that, we'll have a regular meeting. I think we can go ahead. Today's team mod is Mr. Darshan. Darshan is available. Okay. So I think I directly hand over the stage to Mr. Toastmaster Sonish Babu, who's a very well learned team member in the Toastmaster journey. So he will take the stage and start his education session, please. Sonish Babuji.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sheshagiri. And good afternoon again and welcome everyone. So the education session will be more interactive. So I would look forward to inputs for everyone. And I know some of you may be attending from the office and may not be able to interact also. So that's all right. But I'll call up your names also. So do excuse me if I call up your name and if you're not able to interact. So proactively you can put in the chat, so I would avoid calling your name, like if you are in a position where you cannot actively participate. So let me ask a question. How many members over here are a member for more than a year, have been a Toastmaster for more than a year? Like you can raise your hand or virtual hand. I see, yeah, Sheshagiri, Shrey, I think Dinesh also, yeah. So you can either show physical hand or virtual hand. Yeah, I see Reena also. Yeah, so that's great. Mahesh, yes, definitely. Mahesh is, yeah, Hema also. So many members are more than 1 year. So now let me ask now the second question, a more tricky question. How many members have finished 3 levels in this 1 year, who have been more than a year? And now I see some smiles. All right. So anybody who has finished 3 levels in 1 year. So Reena still has her hand up and I'm hoping that she has completed. So great to see that, Reena. So the reason I asked that question, yeah, Reena.
Sorry for buzzing, Sunish. I have not yet completed. By mistake, it was capped raising.
No worries, Reena. No worries. I understand. So the reason I asked that question was because I know I have been there also. Last year I was the president of my home club, and at my inaugural address I said like I'll finish 3 levels in my term, during my term. And the reason for making that proclamation was I wanted to inspire my fellow members. Like as a president, since I would be holding the beacon, I wanted to take that path and show them. But by December my friends started asking me, like, you had said that you will finish 3 levels, still we are not giving you any speeches. And my term ended and I only just gave one speech. And but I'm happy to share after June, July, I finished 2 levels. The reason I'm saying that is because I would like to bring over here is a statement by Peter Drucker. What can be measured can be achieved. The first reason we don't progress much on our speeches is because we don't set a target or goal for ourselves. We always hear that statement. Toastmasters is a flexible learning program. And even I have been saying that to myself, like it's a flexible learning program. I will give the speeches at my own pace, but I have never put it a number, like what is that pace? Maybe one speech in a month, one speech in 3 months, whatever that be, as per my comfort or convenience. And if I don't achieve that also, I know, all right, so I'm not able to do that. I can relook at my goals. Okay, how much I can do it for the next quarter, maybe 2 speeches or 3 speeches. But it is very important that have that goal or standard for yourself, like how many speeches are you planning to give. Now, having brought that, towards the end, again, I'm going to catch hold of some people and ask how many speeches are you planning to give by the end of December. The reason I'm going to ask is because maybe by January you may or may not meet that, but you have a standard for yourself. Every time, for every meeting, whenever VP puts out there, you know, okay, somewhere I have to give that speech. And I want that for all of you. Because let me say that when we go to a saloon, right, when we sit over there, we wait for our turn, right? Whenever the barber asks who wants to have the next haircut. So we always like, we want to jump into the queue. But Toastmasters is a different platform. Whenever the VP reaches, we are always like, next time. Maybe next time we will give that speech, or maybe next time we take that role. The reason all of us here are because we want to be better public speakers, better at communication, better at leadership. But when the opportunity presents itself, we always say that maybe next time. So the next time that opportunity comes to you, I want you to pause and think. The reason you have taken the membership is you want to progress. So look at your professional and personal commitments and really give a thought whether you can take up that opportunity or not. Now, moving ahead, can I get a raise of hands, maybe virtual, like who are the people who have not registered for Pathways till now? Anybody in the meeting? All right. So Rajesh has not yet registered. Thanks, Rajesh. So I'll just share a PPT and you guys through it. So if you go to the Toastmasters website, you go to the Pathways and click on go to Basecamp. So over the Basecamp, you will get 3 boxes like over here. Continue to path selection. So this is a screenshot of how it will be visible to the president, VP, or the secretary. So for a normal member, you will just see the box choose your path. Can someone confirm if the PPT is visible?
Visible.
Yeah, it is visible.
Yeah, thank you. Once it has happened, I went on speaking for 5 to 7 minutes, and then someone told me that if you are sharing the PPT, it's not visible. So thanks, guys, for confirming that. So when you click on this choose your path, there is a psychometric test, and based on your interest, your passion, whatever answers you choose, Toastmasters will suggest 3 pathways. And you can choose one of those 3 pathways, whichever is recommended by the autonomous program. Now, in my case, I had chosen to ignore that what was suggested by the autonomous program, because I somewhere had that mind, like I wanted to choose strategic relationship. I wanted to focus on that. So I went ahead, which was not suggested. So you have that choice. You can either choose what is recommended, or you can make your own choice by going through the 11 pathways. So what are those 11 pathways? So the 11 pathways are dynamic leadership, which helps the member to build strategic leadership and conflict resolution skills. The second pathway is effective coaching, which is build interpersonal communication, leadership, and coaching skills. The next is engaging humor, which captures build public speaking and speech writing skills. Then we have innovative planning, leadership development, motivational strategies, persuasive influence, presentation mastery, strategic relationships, team collaboration, and visionary communication. So these are the 11 pathways. Now, if you see at the left side, there are 5 core competencies: public speaking, interpersonal communication, strategic leadership, management, and confidence. So if we look, each of the 11 pathways covers most of the core competencies. So irrespective of which pathway is chosen, we have to come and speak. Like it's like a public speaking. So if you look, the first core competency is covered across all the 11 pathway. Again, I would say core competency 5 would be also covered across all the 11 pathway, because somewhere when you are coming and giving that speech, you are developing that core competency of confidence. Now, if you look at the core competency, interpersonal communication, strategic leadership, and management, these 3 will vary across that 11 pathways. So depending on which pathway you choose, the scope will differ. Another thing which I would like to bring to light is when we look at interpersonal communication competency and strategic leadership. Specifically, these two also will depend if you choose to take an XCOM role, because when you take an XCOM role, you get more opportunity to interact with the fellow club officers for planning for each meeting. You will get again opportunity to reach out to other members of your club. So if you are current club officer, definitely you get to work on those core competency. And if you are not a club XCOM in the current term, you can also choose to be buddy. You can reach out to the current XCOM and say that you are interested in helping out for that specific role. And I'm sure they would more than happy to include them in various activities. So don't just, I would say, focus on the speeches, also take up leadership opportunities in the club as well. And beyond club also, there are many activities like area contests or there are demo meetings where volunteers are required. So, and it provides you scope and opportunity to interact, to network with members from other clubs as well, to network, gain more knowledge, and work on your competencies as well, such as interpersonal communication, confidence. Because sometimes it happens when we have that rapport with our friends, then it no longer challenges our boundary. Again, it somewhere becomes our comfort level. So every time we need to redefine our boundaries, push our boundaries, take up new initiatives. So each of this pathway, it will have 5 levels. So let's take a look at the levels. So over here, I've just taken a snapshot of dynamic leadership. The level 1 and level 2 are mostly similar across all the 11 pathways. The level 1 comprises of icebreaker, writing a speech with a purpose, introduction to vocal variety and body language, and evaluation and feedback. So each of this project will have a purpose, and the speech has to be given with that purpose in mind. And let me bring another aspect over here. When the evaluator is evaluating, the speech will be evaluated with reference of the speech objective. It is not the speaker who will be evaluated. The second parameter is understanding your leadership style, understanding your communication style, introduction to Toastmasters mentoring. So all these projects on the Toastmasters website, when you click on that project, it has around 30 to 50 page tutorial depending on project to project, and they have given different scenarios, tips, resources on how you can draft your speech, how you can look at different styles. Also, you can reach out to your mentors as well as senior Toastmasters of the club wherever you're stuck, like how other Toastmasters have approached this particular project, and take ideas from them as well. And if you look at the remaining 3, it's level 3 is increasing knowledge, level 4 is building skills, and level 5 is demonstrating expertise. So if you see the sequence of the level, so it's from mastering fundamentals to the last level, which is demonstrating expertise. And if you look at the electives in the level 5, that is demonstrating expertise, it has some very nice real life scenarios, like for example leading in a voluntary organization. We'll look at it further, and it's normally suggested that you give the project sequentially, because that is how the Toastmasters has curated the whole program. So let's look at the electives which are there in level 3, level 4 and level 5. So in level 3, we have active listening. So that is something related to a table topic master role you can take in a normal meeting, and you can listen to the speakers who are coming and provide them feedback. So active listening is also a very important attribute for being a good speaker as well as a leader. Then there are various other electives like connect with your storytelling, connect with your audience. So each of these electives have detailed PDFs on how you can approach the project. Looking at level 4, you have something like building a social media presence or create a podcast, manage online meetings, so or write a compelling blog. Now in today's modern era, many people are writing compelling blog. So what is your passion? Maybe you like trekking, exploring new places. So in your free time, you can write a compelling blog. I have a friend in my club who has started a podcast based on this project, create a podcast, but now the person puts the podcast on a regular level. Every month he puts a podcast. So the projects, you always have that choice. Like you can either build upon your strength, something you already know, or you can explore and increase your knowledge. Maybe for example, creating a podcast is something I have never done before in my life. So I can take up that as a project to develop my knowledge, expertise in how I can build that podcast. So that's a brief about the pathways. So any question till now, like in terms of pathways, selection? Yeah, Shrey.
Shrey, you're muted.
Shrey, you're muted.
As of now, I've selected a visionary communication as my pathway. So as it was mentioned by VP membership earlier, that first pathway is free.
Yes.
So after we complete our pathway and take up the next, so will it that also be free or will it be chargeable from our own pockets?
So you'll have to pay $20 for the next pathway.
Acha. Thank you.
And thanks, Shrey, for that question. That's a very good question. Like last year, I think Toastmasters had came out with a program where they gave to the existing members one more pathway, considering there was pandemic, but that was for a limited period. Now, if any member wants any project, so they'll have to shell out $20. So anybody else, any queries like for any of the pathways or projects?
Yes, Suresh, this is Rajesh this side.
Yeah.
This is my first, interaction in this Toastmasters. And I have, so no idea about how to go about. So it was really good that you showed that pathway thing. So for a person like me who has to start, how do I do that? Straight away go to the pathway and start working on it?
So, like, are you a member or a guest currently?
No, I'm a guest. This is my, I've just walked in.
Okay, Rajesh. So the first thing I would suggest the vice president membership of the club to connect with you since you are interested and to bring you on board. So once you are on board, you will get a mail directly from Toastmaster International with the credentials. And once you get it, so you can go through the website and how I showed in the first slide, go over there and choose one pathway. And How the actual onboarding happens, that I would leave to the club excom to choose. So again, there is a slight variation. Like in some clubs, it is the VP who onboards the new members. In some club, it's the mentor is assigned in terms of onboarding. But I am sure the vice president membership will orient you once you take up the membership.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Thanks, Rajesh. So good to see that at least having given the session, one guest is planning to take a membership. So after covering that, the pathways in brief, another thing which I had in mind was to cover was the meeting roles, like how by taking up the meeting roles, it can help you and why you should take up the meeting roles. So let me start with the tag role, timer, R counter, and grammarian. Like, can somebody would like to contribute? Like, why do you think a member should take up any of these three roles and how it can help you to become a better speaker or a leader? So anybody can.
We tend to improve ourselves when we evaluate others.
Yes.
We understand our flaws also, others' flaws also. So we can be a better version for ourselves in the next speech when we do it.
Correct, Hema. Thanks for that input. Yeah, Reena.
If we take the role of timer, for example, we understand the duration and the timeline to complete a project if we are delivering this speech or doing evaluation of anybody's speech. Secondly, by taking the role of grammarian, we understand the more on the vocabulary part, basically. So we can enhance our communication on that aspect. By taking the role of R counter, I think we can just go away with the crunch word, which we should avoid. Generally, we incorporate such words maximally in our speeches and we are not aware of. But when we play this role, we are much acquainted and we try to minimize it as much as possible.
Thank you, Reena. Thanks for sharing that, both Hema and Reena. So, like both of you correctly said, timer role, I would definitely say we have to be more aware and mindful. I've done the role couple of times, more than couple of times, and it's always challenging, right? When you have good speakers who come on screen and are giving speeches, whether you listen to that speaker or you look at the timing device and turn the card. So you have to be very attentive. So timer role, I always feel that one thing, it increases our awareness and mindfulness. Another thing is when you take up the role, you realize when you are listening to speeches, how much time a speaker is taking for the opening, how much time the speaker is putting on the body of the speech, how much time the speaker is putting on the conclusion of the speech. Because as timer, it is our role, like to look at the timing device also and listen to the speaker. Rest of the audience would be just sitting back and enjoying the speech. But the timer is in a unique position to listen to the speech and look at the flow, how it is happening. How this helps is when you create your own speech, you get a good idea like how much time you want to put on your opening, body, and conclusion. Coming to the role of the grammarian, as Reena correctly said, it helps you to build vocabulary. I have been the vice president education of club and I had this conversation with members where sometimes they feel they do not have sufficient vocabulary or they cannot provide that feedback or input to the speakers. Sometimes that, how we said, the core competency is confidence. So again, by taking up that role of grammarian, you get to develop your confidence. And let's say you have a role, maybe a week or fortnight hence. Go to Ren and Martin, go to videos on YouTube, brush up on your grammarian skills, and you get to show off in a meeting, right? And again, it helps you in your own speeches when you decide to curate or draft your speeches, different words. Again, it helps you to be an active listener. When you gave the word of the day, phrase of the day, you are listening continuously, maybe 90 minutes or 120 minutes. So, who are using that word? And that active listening is a very important skill. Like as a leader, you need to be very sensitive, like what your teams are saying to you. So That's how taking up the role of grammarian helps. And the role of R counter, definitely fillers. After I think I took 2 to 3 times consecutively, I was more aware. Like I was using the fillers quite often. And even when you look at interviews, you'll be amazed. Like so many people, we are not able to register like how many fillers are being used. So that's again an amazing ability. The more we take up these 3 roles, it helps us to build that founding blocks. But sometimes as years pass on, we forget that how these simple roles can help us develop that concrete blocks to become a better speaker. Because then when we are, let's say, attempting for table topic or evaluation or maybe speeches, the focus on all these three that will be reflected when we are giving those speeches. And now coming to the other role, yes, yeah, Reena, please.
Sunisha, I just wanted to elaborate one incident in line with what you have just now conveyed for the timer. I could just see when I was first time allotted this role, so it was completely messed up. I was not able to concentrate on what speaker was speaking, what Toastmaster of day is speaking, or any evaluator is saying. I was just concentrating on noting down the timing of that respective people. So I thought it was the toughest role ever the person should be doing. So I really bow my head before timer, because every time when today also when this role comes, no, I hesitate to take this role because I still feels that my major of time goes on indicating and measuring the timing only, and I will not be able to focus on the other parameters.
Thanks, Reena. Thanks for sharing that. I'm sure that is a fact. It resonates with most of the members, Toastmaster fraternity. Another thing I would like to just emphasize in terms of timer is if we look at a contest, timer is plays one of the critical role, because if you exceed that timing threshold, you can be disqualified. So in that 1 minute makes it a difference. Like let's say it's a humorous evaluation speech contest, or let's say ISC speech contest, and let's say it's 7 minutes 31 seconds. So the contestant will be disqualified. So he or she may have prepared for maybe months, and finally, so definitely it creates a pressure, but again it helps you to build up their confidence. As a timer, when we take up that role and we do it at such critical stages, we feel good about it. Like it helps us to build that self-esteem. So initially we do that at club level, it's okay, like for normal speeches, 1 minute here or there. But the final purpose is that when, let's say, we take up at more critical juncture, so we are able to deliver that. So we somewhere are able to address that pressure, maybe in the work life also. So we become every time better at handling these pressure scenarios. So the next thing I would like to talk about is evaluation role, which Hema told, like in terms of by taking evaluation, you are able to give feedback. So let me ask a question. Which is the favorite session of a Toastmaster meeting? Like prepared speeches, table topic, and evaluation. So Hema, Reena, like I see you guys on screen, but others also definitely unmute and share your favorite pick. I'm not able to hear if anybody is speaking. So Shrey, which is your favorite session of the meeting? All right, let me share for me.
Evaluation session.
Evaluation. Thanks, Shrey. So for me also, it's the evaluation session, which is the favorite part of the meeting. It somewhere happened, I would say coincidentally, at the outset. Other roles were easily taken, and the VP used to ask me like if I can take up evaluation, and I used to end up taking evaluation again and again. So by doing the role again and again, I started appreciating and loving that role. So I really love the evaluation, because evaluation is one session where, as an evaluator, if you are giving evaluation, you can be certain of one thing. One person is definitely listening to you, the speaker, right? He wants to know how did he do. So he will be definitely listening to you with the book and pen, like how I can improve upon the next. Second thing is you have to again think quickly on your feet, something akin to table topic. Like maybe in 5 to 10 minutes, you have to organize your thoughts, note down your points, and give feedback. So it has a flavor of table topics as well. Third is again, it helps you to develop critical thinking. Someone has came and gave a speech on a topic, and you have to analyze the arguments, the flow given in the topic. You will have some standards in your mind. You need to develop that standards every time, like by reading, listening to other speeches. What can be the ideal traits? Maybe body, gestures, vocal variety, the flow, the logic. So all these parameters as an evaluator, you need to be build on. Okay, these are the things on which I will evaluate the speech of the speaker. And finally, as a club also you benefit, because when you got a good evaluators in the club, the speakers get good points on what to work upon. The audience get good feedback, like what are the good points on which I can build in when I am giving the speech, and probably what are the areas of improvement. So let's say a member gave a speech on icebreaker but did not cover future aspirations, and evaluator comes and says like that is something you can cover, and a new member who is planning to give that speech next time will focus on that particular point, like let me include that. So as a club also you grow stronger if you have got good evaluators and you focus on evaluation. Again, coming to personal as well as corporate life, like I still remember the first speech I gave. It was not up to my content or satisfaction, but the way evaluator gave the feedback, I was overly happy and enthusiastic. I wondered for a moment whether it was my own speech or not. So definitely you have to be sincere, but at the same time you have to inspire the speaker, so the speaker is empowered to come the next time, is motivated to come on the stage and give the speech. So when he or she listens to your feedbacks, the person thinks, when am I going to give my next speech? And how this is helpful is, if you take the example of corporate, when we are working with our teams, so in terms of giving feedback to our teams, are we putting them in a spot where they feel that I did not do a good job, or are we articulating our opinion feedback to the performance of team members in a way that they are inspired? Okay, let me do better the next time. I made a fault, but that does not eat into the self-esteem. So that builds up the self-esteem. So evaluation helps members to develop that skill of critical thinking as well as articulate your thoughts and words in a manner that it encourages and empowers the listeners. And the final part I would say is the general evaluator. So as a general evaluator, you get to evaluate the whole meeting. Again, sometimes it happens that we feel we do not have sufficient experience or exposure to be a general evaluator, but I will say take up the role. One thing I have learned in my 4 years as a Toastmaster is we never have enough knowledge. We grow with the roles which we take. So take up the role whichever comes your way, reach out to the people who have done that role previously. So as a general evaluator, you get to evaluate the whole meeting. So that again is an amazing role. Like you need to focus for around maybe 1.5 or 2 hours. And you need to give that critical feedback for all the people throughout the meeting, like what are the things that could have been or should not have been. And sometimes we feel, right, as members, like these are the things which could have been done better. So as a general evaluator, you get that opportunity to give that feedback for that specific meeting. And the final one I would say is the Toastmaster of the day. So again, Toastmaster of the day, taking that role helps you to be master of ceremony. So in your organization or in your society, if there is any function, you can choose to take up that. So over here, you can sharpen or brush that skills of becoming an MOC. So that's, I would say, the overall, I would say the meeting roles, how to choose the pathways, and I would say how to leverage your membership in a Toastmasters club. So now coming back to my initial question, who would like to share, if any, like how many speeches are you planning to give in the next 4 months, I would say, by December? So no worries. I understand. Nobody wants to make that commitment. Nobody wants to be the person whom the VP says, all right, on that particular day, you had said you will give a complete 2 levels. But definitely a food for thought. I would say if you don't want to share, make a note of it in your book. Look at it, because finally we have become Toastmaster because we wanted to become better public speaker, better leader, better communicator. And somewhere even I forgot in the middle of the line, but always remember that intent, because we have to work towards it. In our day-to-day hustle, sometimes we forget. We always say that it's a flexible learning program, and maybe we'll do it maybe the next month or next year when we get free. But whatever you plan to do, quantify that. Whether it's one speech, maybe one role of a Toastmaster of the day, or maybe one role of the table topic master, maybe in a month or in a quarter. Quantify that for yourself. And thank you all for being a patient audience. And I hand over the screen back to the president, Toastmasters Sheshagiri.
Yeah. Thank you, Sunish. We should not leave the expectations you set on us. So at least let me commit myself. At least I'll try to complete two levels by December. Okay. So since you have inspired us, at least we should have a commitment. I'm sure many others will follow and make their own commitments. If not, you are not able to spell it out here, please note it down in your diaries and do come forward and complete your speeches. Thank you. And that
Pardon
was
to
a
interrupt.
yeah.
Sunny, I also commit that I'll complete at least one level by the end of December. If more than that is possible, that will be great.
Thanks, Sheshagiri. Thanks,
I do commit
Oh,
along with the
great.
president. Level 3. I am on level 3 first completed. 2 more to complete. I am committing. Thank you.
Very good. So that's a good takeaway, Sanish Babu. Thank you very much. And 1 minute. And 1 second. No, don't disturb me, please. And yeah, that was a good session by Sanish Babu, and it has already, the effect is shown on the screen. We have already committed to certain level completions. So Sanish will come back in December to assess whether we have we are true to our commitment. Okay, thank you. Thanks a lot. And
शिशाजी
then
जी,
yeah.
एक बीच में बोलने के लिए खेद चाहता हूँ। सनीश जी का शिक्षा सत्र एवं काफी रोमांचक रहा, उसके लिए हम उनका तहे दिल से धन्यवाद कहते हैं। यदि किसी को कोई सुझाव देना हो तो वे उन्हें ईमेल द्वारा या उन्हें व्हाट्सएप संदेश द्वारा सुझाव दे सकते हैं। धन्यवाद।
बहुत बढ़िया। Diwas ji, you have something to say in Hindi?
Yeah, that's what was my message in Hindi.
Diwas ji, आपको 2 शब्द।
मैं भी टोस्ट मास्टर बाबू को धन्यवाद देना चाहूँगा। उन्होंने इतना अच्छा सेशन हमारे लिए किया और अभी आगे नेक्स्ट दीजिए और हमें और अपने ज्ञान से हमें प्रकाशवान कीजिए। धन्यवाद।
Thank you. Good. Okay, so we will go ahead with our regular meeting. Is our team out available? Darshan ji?
Yes, I am available. कृपया मंच ग्रहण कीजिए।
हाँ. Yes. So we have time up to 2:30. So as a timer, I will anyway put a stop for anybody exceeding the time. So kindly we'll stick to the time so that by 2:30 we'll finish.
Okay.
Yeah.
So good afternoon, everyone. Like happy Ganesh Chaturthi, like Ganesh Visarjan today. So due to that, I think there are few members attending the meeting. So like we will just move towards our like today's theme. So basically, I was trying to take up this theme past few like 2 meetings, but due to various festivals, we were not able to do it. So let me share the screen. So is the PPT visible?
Yes.
सो आपको पता ही होगा कि हमारा देश आज़ाद हुआ उसके 75 years हुए हैं. So like what was great, like why we need to celebrate this 75 years. So we know partially about how India got freedom from Britishers that were ruling India since 200 years. So why do we need to celebrate this 75th anniversary? So basic idea behind this Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav was to commemorate all the freedom fighters and all the leaders who were helped India to get freedom in some or the other way. So let's move towards next slide. So this was an initiative by government of India where we have celebrated we have commemorate the various leaders through various programs arranged by the government of India. But can anyone tell me which was the first freedom movement started in India for the independence? Can anyone? Do anyone know when it was when India's
1857.
first? Yeah. So it was the first movement which was started by the soldiers of British, like they were Indians, but they started revolting against their own government. So it was done by Indian troops in various parts, but it was basically started in Meerut, and it was spreaded to Delhi, Agra, Kanpur, and Lucknow. But it was at that time Britisher had a good footfall, footfall, like they have great power in the entire region. Due to that, we were like that that mutiny failed. Then after that, it went on till 1910, I think. So after that, then second was the Champaran Satyagraha of 1917. After completing after when Gandhiji returned to India after the freedom movement in Africa, he saw that there were in Bihar side British were taking, like they were not providing enough, they are forcing the farmers who are growing indigo. Basically, indigo is a dye which is used for, like, it is used for nowadays in cleaning of clothes. So at that time, Champaran, in that area, they were farmers were ill treated by the Britishers. They were used to pay, like they used to pay a lot of tax against this for to the Britishers, and they were not allowed to grow crops of their own. So this was the first non-violent movement started by Gandhiji during, it was also known as the first civil disobedience movement. uh, so yeah. So next was the non-cooperation movement. So this movement was done when, I think we all know, the recently last year only PM Narendra Modi has to commemorate the Jallianwala Bagh massacre. He has reopened a museum type in that place. Yeah, so this was a non-cooperation movement started by Gandhiji. During that, people were told that no one should buy British goods. They should use only and only Indian clothes. So yeah, this was a very important movement because British power was the economy of India. So the money they earned from India was used against India. So this was the first economic hit to the Britishers. But still, like India was like we didn't succeed in this movement also, but it made some impact. So like I will continue ahead, and let's like start with like I want to call our first speaker, the Toastmaster Dilesh. Like he's the most like he's a great speaker with a good comedy sense. So I would like to call Dilesh.
Would you
Yeah,
introduce the general evaluator and the roles, please?
yeah.
Would you call upon the general evaluator?
Yes, yes, yeah. So I would like to call General Evaluator Dina to introduce the role players.
धन्यवाद टोस्टमास्टर दर्शन. नमस्कार सत्र संचालक, सहायक संचालक एंड प्यारे अतिथिगण. मेरा नाम रीना यादव है. मैं आज आप सबके समक्ष सार्वजनिक मूल्यांकनकर्ता का रोल इस बैठक में लेने वाली हूँ. मूल्यांकन का थोड़ा सा उद्देश्य आप सबको बताना चाहूंगी कि मूल्यांकन एक ऐसी प्रक्रिया है जिसमें शिक्षार्थी के अधिगम की कमजोरियां और उसके कारणों का पता लगाया जाता है. साथ में कुछ सुझाव दिए जाते हैं ताकि वो उन पर काम कर सके, कार्य कर सके और अपने लक्ष्य तक पहुंच सके. So for the benefit of guest, let me brief my role as a general evaluator, which is divided into 3 parts. The first one is the introduction of the evaluator for the prepared speeches. So till now, we do not have this evaluator of the LHD speech. Could I request anybody to please impromptu take up that role?
I can take it up.
Thanks, Shrey. So Shrey would be the evaluator of the LHD speech. Now I would.
Rina, I was actually not audible. I can also take it up. I am free to do that.
You both can decide among yourself. Mahesh, we have got the confirmation from Shrey also. So either Shrey or Mahesh, who is
actually,
going to...
VP Education was asking me earlier and I did not confirm it to him, but I'm preparing for it. So Shrey, may I please take that evaluation role?
श्योर महेश जी,
Yeah.
आप स्थान ग्रहण कर सकते हैं मेरा.
धन्यवाद.
धन्यवाद. Thank you, Toastmaster Shrey. Second role is to introduce my tag team, the timer, grammarian, and counter. And finally, at the end of this meeting, I shall give my general evaluation over the whole meeting. So before I call upon the first evaluator, I request my dual role Toastmaster Shishagri ji, who is playing a role of timer as well as our counter for today's meeting, to introduce himself.
Hello. Hello, am I audible?
Yes.
Okay. I'm taking the double role of our counter on the second, please. Okay, let me introduce the timer role. Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmaster and guests, as timer, my duty is to time prepared speeches, table topic speeches, and speech evaluations during the meeting. When a speaker, 1 second, please. Let me show the. So you're able to see the timer card? White, green, yellow, red. So when a speaker reaches the minimum time allotted, I will display the green card. When a speaker reaches the midpoint of the time range allotted, I will display the yellow card. When a speaker reaches the end of the speaking time, I will display the red card. The speaker has 30 seconds grace time before the green or after the red card is displayed to end the speech in order to qualify for the vote. I will report the qualifying time when called for. Thank you. Back to the general evaluator.
Dhanyavad, Toastmaster Shashank. Now I would like to call upon Toastmaster Hema, who is playing the role of grammarian today for introducing herself. Toastmaster Hema, please. You are on mute.
Thank you. I'm confirming that. Fellow Toastmasters and dear guests, as a grammarian, it is my responsibility to listen to everything said during the meeting and to note and report any particularly effective uses of grammar and or any grammatically incorrect usage. It is also my task to present the word of the day. For today's meeting, the word is exuberant, which means energetic, enthusiastic, high-spirited, and cheerful, excited. I was exuberant to attend our club's special educations today. I'll post it in the chat. The same thing. And it is also, I will give the word of the day report and grammatical usage of report when called for. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Dhanyavad, Toastmaster Hema. Now I will hand over the dice to Satra Sanchalak, Toastmaster Darshan. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ina. It was a nice speech on introducing the tag team. So now I would like to call upon Toastmaster Dilesh and also Toastmaster Mahesh for providing the guidelines of the speech.
Thank you, Toastmaster Darshan. Toastmaster Dilesh is attempting level 2 speech, and the purpose of the speech is for the member to learn about different communication styles and identify his or her primary style. The purpose of this speech today that Dilesh is taking up is to share the impact of his style on others. And timer, please note the timing is 5 to 7 minutes. All the best, Dilesh.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mahesh. Now I'd like to call upon Dilesh. Yeah, so here is like Toastmaster Dilesh is like the comedian of our club. Like he has provided us a great speech in the past, and we also expect such a comedy speech today also. So all the best, Toastmaster Dilesh. Toastmaster Dilesh, Dhase, Toastmaster Dilesh.
मुख्य मूल्यांकन अधिकारी, उपस्थित अतिथि एवं देवियों, सज्जनों। ध से होता है ध्यान। ध्यान को गणित की भाषा में योग कहा जाता है और योग से होता है ध्यान। योग मतलब शरीर और मन को जोड़ने वाले को भी योग कहा जाता है। तो मैं आप श्रोताओं से जानना चाहता हूं, धन का आपके लिए क्या मायने रखता है? कोई एक बताएंगे? हाँ श्रेयस
धन से
बताइए।
हम लोग अपनी जरूरतें पूरी कर सकते हैं अथवा हम लोग जरूरतमंद की मदद कर सकते हैं इत्यादि।
बराबर। तो ज्यादातर लोग धन को यूज करते हैं, धन को जानते हैं उपभोग के लिए। उसके चक्कर में वो कर्ज रूपी राक्षस के पंजे में पड़ जाते हैं। जबकि धन का सही मतलब होता है आजादी। जैसे हमने देखा कि आजाद होना हर कोई चाहता है, तो धन का सही मतलब होता है आजादी। और यदि हम आजाद रहेंगे तो ध्यान भी अच्छे से ही होगा। ये था उदाहरण सीधा संवाद का। मैंने आपसे पूछा और आपने मुझे जवाब दिया। संवाद 4 तरीके के होते हैं। एक सामान्य संवाद, एक भावात्मक संवाद, एक विश्लेषणात्मक संवाद और एक होता है विचारात्मक संवाद। तो अभी हम विचारात्मक संवाद के बारे में देखते हैं। जैसे कि आप जानते हैं, हम धन की चर्चा कर रहे हैं। तो धन, यदि हम देखा जाए, एक कहानी से शुरुआत करते हैं। एक दो आदमी है, एक नाम है मर और एक का नाम है अमर, और वे एक अवसर नाम के गांव में जाते हैं। वहां उनको एक समस्या दिखती है। समस्या ये थी कि गांव के लोगों को पानी को तालाब से 4 किलोमीटर दूर तालाब से लेके आना पड़ता है। तो मर उस समस्या का तुरंत समाधान देता है। बोलता है कि मेरे पास साइकिल है और 2 बकेट से पानी ला के दूंगा। जबकि अमर बोलता है मुझे टाइम लगेगा। वो जाता है एक शहर, उसके पास एक दल होता है। उस दल में अभियांत्रिकी दल होता है, उस दल में मानव बल होता है, विकास का होता है, और वो सजेस्ट करता है कि यदि हम उस गांव में तालाब से लेके पाइप लगा के गांव तक के लेके और सबको एक टाइप नल दे दिया जाए और उसमें मीटर लगा दिया जाए तो ये समस्या का समाधान मिल सकता है। तो इस तरीके से 6 महीने के बाद अमर पहुंचता है। तो अमर वही रोज तालाब के पास जाके साइकिल से जाके काम करता है, लेकिन अमर घोषणा करता है कि अब जो है गांव वालों को 50 पैसे पर लीटर के बकेट के हिसाब से पानी मिलेगा। और इसी के चलते मर अब उसे मुनाफा नहीं होता है और वो प्रतियोगिता से बाहर हो जाता है। तो हम ये जानते हैं कि धन कमाने के 4 तरीके होते हैं। इसको 4 क्वाड्रेंट भी बोलते हैं। इसको क्वाड्रेंट इसमें क्वाड्रेंट एक कर्मचारी, दूसरे क्वाड्रेंट में होता है सेल्फ एम्प्लॉयड, इधर साइड में होता है व्यापार, और इधर साइड में होता है निवेश। तो ये जो क्वाड्रेंट होते हैं इसमें आपको खुद काम करना पड़ता है, और इधर साइड के क्वाड्रेंट में आपके लिए आपका व्यापार जो है वो यंत्र होता है। यदि आप नहीं रहेंगे तो भी आपको धन आते रहेगा। इसलिए वॉरेन बफेट ने कहा है कि यदि आप धन को काम करने को नहीं धन को काम करने को नहीं लगाएंगे, सीखा आपने धन को काम करने के लिए नहीं सिखाया, तो आपको धन के लिए काम करना पड़ेगा, वो भी जिंदगी भर काम करना पड़ेगा। तो ये हो गया विचारात्मक। अब हम बात करते हैं विश्लेषणात्मक संवाद। विश्लेषणात्मक संवाद, यदि आपने सपोज एक कार खरीद ली और एक कार खरीदी, तो कार खरीदते बराबर क्या होगा, उसका अवमूल्यन होगा, डिप्रिसिएशन होगा। तो ये हो, और उसके बाद आपका मेंटेनेंस, रख रखाव, ये सब होने के बाद में ये आपकी जमीन हो गया, सोना हो गया और शेयर्स हो गए। यदि सही टाइम पे और सही जगह पे आपने इसको निवेश किया तो ये आपकी संपत्ति बनती है। तो अब जैसे हमको मालूम है कि भूतकाल में हमने देखा है कि जमीन 5% के रेट से बढ़ता है, सोना 6% के रेट से बढ़ता है, और शेयर्स हमारा संवेदी सूचांक जो 12% की दर से बढ़ता है, और महंगाई की दर 8% की बढ़ती है। यदि और हमें बैंक में यदि हम पैसा जमा करते हैं तो वो बढ़ता है 6% की। यदि हम बैंक में पैसा रखते हैं तो हम पैसा गंवाते हैं। तो ये हो गया। अभी हम सपोर्टिव टाइप का स्टाइल का संवाद देखते हैं। इसका अभी जैसे हम चर्चा कर रहे हैं, ध से होता है ध्यान। तो ध्यान मतलब होता है, यदि हम देखा जाए हमारे विचार क्यों बदलते हैं, हमारे विचार होते हैं श्वासों के ऊपर से विचार चलते हैं। जब हम क्रोधित होते हैं तो हमारे विचार तेजी से चलते हैं, और जब हम शांत होते हैं तो हमारे विचार भी शांत होते हैं। इसके लिए कहते हैं सांसों पे ध्यान दीजिए। एक सांस हम गिनती के सांस लेके आते हैं। तो इसीलिए खरगोश ज्यादा कम जीता है क्योंकि वो जल्दी जल्दी सांस लेता है, कछुआ ज्यादा जीता है क्योंकि वो धीरे धीरे सांस लेता है। इसी तरह हमें निवेश, पैसे को भी एक एक करके ध्यान में रख के इसको निवेश, उसी ध्यान से हमको निवेश भी करना है। इसी साक्षी भाव को जैसा कि आपको मालूम है कि हमको हमारा जो परमात्मा के पास जो मनुष्य जीवन था, मनुष्य जीवन मिला है 25 साल के लिए परमात्मा। उसके बाद का जीवन फिर मनुष्य परमात्मा के पास गया तो उसने 100 साल का जीवन दिया। उसमें 25 साल का कुत्ते का उसमें उसको 25 साल कुत्ते का जीवन, फिर बैल का जीवन, कुत्ते का जीवन और उसके बाद उल्लू का जीवन, मतलब कि 25 से 50 साल के बीच आपकी गृहस्थी होता है अलग। उसके बाद आप 50 से 75 साल के लिए आप यदि रहते हैं तो आपको, अब आपके बच्चे, आप 60 साल में रिटायर्ड हो जाएंगे, आपके बच्चे होंगे तो बच्चे घर की रखवाली करेंगे तो कुत्ते का जीवन। अब उसके बाद जब स्वास्थ्य खराब रहेगा तो आप सो नहीं पाएंगे तो उल्लू का जीवन, रात भर सो नहीं पाएंगे। तो इस तरह का, ये तो बेटर ये रहेगा कि हम जो 25 साल अपने खुद के उस टाइम पे ही निवेश के बारे में ज्यादा से ज्यादा सोचें। एज ए टोस्ट मास्टर, अभी वॉरेन बफेट ने यह भी कहा है कि उनके लाइफ में सबसे अच्छा कि उन्होंने संवाद साधने की कला में जो निवेश किया। तो एज ए मेंबर, वाइस प्रेसिडेंट, मैं आप सबसे निवेदन करता हूं कि आप अपनी सदस्यता को रिन्यू कराइए और सही निवेश कीजिए, क्योंकि महंगाई के बारे में ये भी कहा गया है कि यदि महंगाई तो हर दिन बढ़ने वाली है, तो उसके लिए आपको ये कि महंगाई डायन खाई जाता है, सैया तो बहुत कमात है, महंगाई डायन खाई जाता है। धन्यवाद। ओवर टू यू।
Thank you, Toastmaster Dilesh. It was a very great speech. Like we learned a lot of financing and how our life of 100 years is divided. So yeah. So timer, please tell us after 1 minute. And members, please comment if you want to about the Toastmaster Dilesh speech.
Sorry for
Yes,
interruption. Toastmaster
one
Darshan,
minute
would
over.
you will continue with your?
Yeah. So now I will continue with my presentation. So after the Champaran, after the non-cooperation movement, the next was the Dandi March, which was in Gujarat. So in that time, the salt that was available in Gujarat was taxed by British government. So as we know that salt is a basic commodity which is consumed by every common people in India. So at that time, British also took tax on that on the salt. So Gandhiji took the leadership and took a Dandi, took a march from Dandi to that place, from towards Dandi. That was a beach, and he broke the law and he also told that we as an Indian will not pay tax on salt. So this was another non-cooperation movement which was started by Gandhiji. So yeah, so after that there was a Quit India movement, which was a major movement starting by the Congress party. It was like after World War II. Actually, during World War II, British was really hit by the Germans, and they were economically doing unwell. However, they won the World War II. The major setback over there was like Winston Churchill thought that he was the prime minister during World War II, and he thought that due to winning of World War II, he will won the elections of the Britain. but unfortunately he lost. And in the history of politics of Britain, it was the first time that Labour Party won the election, and Clement Attlee came to the power. And he was he was towards the Indians' independence. And during that also, Quit India movement was started, which was like for the as many Indian soldiers were sent to the World War II, and they died during the war. So like Congress felt that it was not right done by the British government, and it was a movement started during that period. So after that, yeah, as I told that Clement Attlee was a pro-Indian towards the he was towards the independence of India. So he sent Lord Mountbatten to he has given a timeline of 6 months to free India, and on around like he received the assent of royal family on 18 July 1947, and on 14th August it was like Pakistan and India were separated, and on 15th we got the freedom. So this was a very short span, like this was a very brief information, but there is a long story behind the independence of India. So yeah. Now I want to let's move towards the next part of this second part of the today's meeting, evaluations. So I will like to call upon General Evaluator Toastmaster Reena to proceed.
Thank you, Toastmaster Darshan. I would now call Toastmaster Mahesh to share his finding on the speech delivered by Toastmaster Dilesh. Toastmaster Mahesh, please.
धन्यवाद रीना जी। आज हमने देखा कि हमारे सहचारी दिलेश चिकले एक स्पीच प्रस्तुत किया, एक भाषण प्रस्तुत किया। उसमें काफी सारे अच्छे विशेष थे, जैसे कि उनका ऑब्जेक्टिव था कि जो संवाद है, उनके भिन्न तरह के संवाद स्टाइल्स को उनको बताना था, और अपने जो स्टाइल है, अपने जो कम्युनिकेशन स्टाइल है, वो उनको आइडेंटिफाई करना था। पहले वाला चीज बहुत अच्छा किया उन्होंने कि उन्होंने और आगे जाते हुए वो कहानियों के रूप में कम्युनिकेशन स्टाइल्स को हमारे यहाँ पे डिस्क्राइब किया, जैसे विचारात्मक, एनालिटिकल, विश्लेषणात्मक संवाद। उनका अपने तजुर्बे से और उन्होंने जो पढ़ा था बुक्स में से, वॉरेन बफेट का काफी जिक्र किया उन्होंने, उसके हिसाब से उन्होंने कहानियों के द्वारा ये संवाद स्टाइल, कम्युनिकेशन स्टाइल्स का उन्होंने अच्छा डिस्क्रिप्शन किया। उनके स्पीच में वो एक एक्सप्रेस ट्रेन की तरह फास्ट जा रहे थे, जहां पे उनको कहानी बताना था, ये बहुत अच्छी तरह से काम आ रहा था, क्योंकि हमारा दिमाग कहानी के लिए भूखा है और हम कहानी को बहुत आसानी से डाइजेस्ट कर लेते हैं। अगर आपके पास कुछ बताने का है, जो एक लिस्ट है, 4 तरह की कम्युनिकेशन स्टाइल्स है, मैं वो पकड़ नहीं पाया कि कौन से वो 4 तरह की कम्युनिकेशन स्टाइल्स वो बता पा रहे हैं। तो मेरा उनसे एक सुझाव है कि जब वो कुछ बताना चाह रहे हैं, जो शायद कोई नोट करना चाहे या लिखना चाहे, तो धीरे से थोड़ा टाइम लेते हुए वो बताएं और एक्सप्रेस ट्रेन को स्लो ट्रेन कर दें। वैसे ही जैसे उनका उच्चारण था, कितना फास्ट या इतना गति से जा रहे थे, छोटे से छोटे इंटरनेट का जो रुकावट है उसमें बहुत बाधा आ जाती है जो ऑडियंस है उनको वो क्या बता रहे हैं ग्रहण करने में। तो इंटरनेट कनेक्शन का जो इश्यूज है वो स्पीकर को ही देखना चाहिए, उनकी ही जिम्मेदारी है। और दूसरी बात, वो बार बार नीचे देख रहे थे और अपने नोट्स को शायद वो रेफर कर रहे थे, लेकिन मेरा उनसे ये सुझाव है कि वो नोट्स को ज्यादा ना देखें और स्क्रीन को भी ना देखें, हमारा नेचुरल टेंडेंसी होता है कि हम लोगों को देखें स्क्रीन पे, लेकिन अगर आप उनसे कनेक्ट करना चाहते हैं तो वीडियो पे देखें तो ज्यादा बेहतर होगा। वैसे इनका दिलेश जी का जो स्पीच है आज, वो सारे ऑब्जेक्टिव्स तो मीट कर रहा है। बिना अभी एक छोटा सा इसमें छूट हो गया कि उनका जो कम्युनिकेशन स्टाइल है वो उनके बारे में ज्यादा नहीं बता पाए, बट अगर वो होता तो 4 चांद लग जाते। और अभी जनरल एवेल्यूएटर प्लीज आप ले लीजिए। तो थैंक यू सो मच।
धन्यवाद टोस्ट मास्टर महेश, और जो आपने अप्रतिम मूल्यांकन किया है दिलेश जी की स्पीच का। नाउ आई वुड रिक्वेस्ट माय टैग टीम टू प्रोड्यूस देयर रिपोर्ट्स। टाइमर प्लीज, टाइमर एंड काउंटर शेषाद्री जी प्लीज हैंड ओवर।
हाँ, धन्यवाद जी। See, I'm not very fluent in Hindi, so I will continue in English only. The timing taken by Dilesh was 7 minutes 20 seconds, and Mahesh ji during his evaluation was 3 minutes 28 seconds. Thank you.
So both are qualifying, I think, right?
Yeah, if there was a vote, both would have qualified. Yes.
Thank
आज
you.
चूंकि
As an काउंटर
एक ही वक्ता था, इसलिए आज हम श्रेष्ठ वक्ता का चयन नहीं करेंगे।
Okay. Acha, regarding the R counter, so I only evaluated the speakers. The Dilesh had 1 R. See, since it was in Hindi, it was very difficult to catch the R's and ums. So R was 1, and long pauses were 2, and ums were 3. Mahesh, no, I could not quite catch anything. Thanks.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shishagri ji. Now request Toastmaster Hema to please share her report.
Thank you. I will tell in English, but it was very difficult for me to find out what is the grammar in Hindi. That was my first flaw to understand. But I have understood many new words in Hindi, which I would like to say, because I never use Hindi words in my daily conversations so much, like this typical, the correct, the true Hindi, the correct Nivesh, Avamulya, Vicharatmak, Vishleshak, all those things. Those were like learning lessons for me. That is what I could say. But I have not found anybody using the word of the day, exuberance. Probably I put it in English and everybody was speaking in Hindi. Maybe I should have opted for a Hindi word, which was my, I apologize for that. So that was all from my side. Sorry about the Hindi grammar. I'm not so good about it.
धन्यवाद टोस्टमास्टर हेमा, आपने ट्राई किया, धन्यवाद। Over to you, Toastmaster Darshan, if you have anything left for your presentation.
No, it's done from it.
So can I now move with my evaluation?
Yes, you can give your evaluation, general evaluation speech.
Okay.
Report.
बीच में बोलने के लिए खेद चाहता हूँ। मीटिंग के बाद में मैं फीडबैक फॉर्म सर्कुलेट करूंगा, जिसमें मैं फीडबैक लिया जाएगा आज के ऑडियंस से। तो मैं अनुरोध है कि कृपया इस फीडबैक फॉर्म को ध्यान से पढ़ के जवाब दें, ताकि हम हमारी आने वाली मीटिंग्स इसी प्रकार में कुछ रख सकें। धन्यवाद।
I hope that it is in English only, not in Hindi.
Yeah, it's in English.
Thank you.
धन्यवाद Toastmaster Shrey. So now would like to produce my report as a general evaluator. So let me begin with the timings of the meeting today. हमने अपने मीटिंग को, अपनी बैठक को बिल्कुल समय पे स्टार्ट किया। So सभी को धन्यवाद, बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। हम आगे भी हमें कोशिश करनी चाहिए कि हमारी सारी बैठक इस तरह टाइमलाइन मीट करे और समय पर शुरुआत हो। So beginning was very good. Now moving toward the general observation that we people are always lacking, I feel, with respect to the role taking. At the 11th hour, sometime we need to find out the role player. So on this aspect, we all need to work upon very seriously because it is happening seems every time. So let us not make it as a practice and seriously work upon the same aspect. Now moving toward the Toastmaster Shrey as a SAR role. So my kudos to Toastmaster Shrey for starting off the meeting with the very phenomenal manner and doing the complete justice for the upcoming tomorrow's Hindi Diwas. So you proved you could do the justice and you tried your level best. So best wishes to you. And post that we had the session of Sunish Babu, and it was also a enriching education session we all had. And indeed, I personally feel that he somehow tried to check in all people who are sleeping like me to just again take the target and complete the levels which we have thought for. Earlier, at the beginning of the Toastmaster, we thought I was personally going into the roller coaster ride and thinking to complete my all the level at all time. But somehow I felt due to some or the other urgency and the task and priority, it skipped from my mind, but I determined myself to complete it with some timeline. Thanks, Sunish, for educating us or awakening us rather. Moving towards the role of Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Darshan. So it started meeting with a very unique theme. Actually, this theme is a very dear to, I think, to everybody, because when we speak about the patriotic thing, I usually get the goosebumps. So I think you all must be. But the level of energy we wanted, the person or TM Modi basically could have taken while driving this particular theme was somehow missing. So theme was unique. The matter was the content was insightful, but somehow the energy level was lacking. Further, the Toastmaster of the day has to start the meeting in some sequence. I mean to say some basic hygienic checks are there, where we need to maintain some sequence. We have to call, we have to again go to the theme and again have to call upon the people for their various role, etc. So I request you to please take the point of this aspect as well, henceforth, when you are taking the role, to get prepare yourself for such things also. For example, when you were delivering your presentation at one point of time, I felt that the presentation was not on PPT mode. It's simply moving. So these are some basic hygienic check. Otherwise, the matter, the content was superb. The theme was unique. So kudos to you as well. Now moving towards the evaluation for Toastmaster Dilesh for his speech. So Dilesh, as suggested by Toastmaster Darshan, he is a best speaker of our club, no doubt. So, but I personally, Dilesh, had much more expectation from your speech, particularly when you were delivering the speech in Hindi. I was much confident that normally जब आप इंग्लिश में जो स्पीच देते हैं उससे बहुत बेहतर रूप से हिंदी वाली स्पीच डिलीवर करेंगे. आपकी स्पीच की शुरुआत बहुत अच्छी थी. यू स्टार्टेड ऑफ वेरी वेल. Since you had a good command over the language also, you could do the better justice. But I personally agree with what the Toastmaster Mahesh has highlighted, that there was some network glitch due to which we were not able to fully concentrate on your speech at some point of time. But as conveyed by Toastmaster Mahesh, I agree that speech was very fast, like the modulation of the Rajdhani Express or any train. It was moving very fast, so the user was not able to digest the complete thing at that particular point of time. So just मेरा आपसे सुझाव ये रहेगा कि आप इससे और कई बेहतर दिलेश जी स्पीच दे सकते हैं. तो नेक्स्ट टाइम प्लीज ट्राई करिएगा कि आप उसका जो आपकी संपूर्ण स्पीच आपने बनाई है वो उसका आप जस्टिस कर पाए नेक्स्ट. Now moving towards the evaluation for Toastmaster Mahesh. As I conveyed earlier, it was a apratim mulyankan because I was not expecting Mahesh to deliver or evaluate somebody mainly in Hindi. I sometimes feel he is very weak in Hindi. Don't mind, I personally feel it, but today it was very fantabulous. You हिंदी दिवस का आपने पूरा उद्देश्य फुलफिल किया, मुझे ऐसा लगता है। बहुत अच्छे शब्द, बहुत स्पेसिफिक वर्ड्स जो हिंदी में होते हैं, आपने उसको ढूंढकर यूज किया स्पीच में। सो kudos to you. I just feel one thing missing in the evaluation was, as an evaluator, I think we need to go by a sandwich method. Like we have to start the evaluation with the positive observations and then followed by some suggestions or improvement we wanted to go, and with some more positive note. So I think due to lack of time or something, that was not happened, but otherwise it was a flawless and a good evaluation. So very well done. Now moving towards the tag team and grammarian role, since we do not had our today's meeting on English, so my team was not able to contribute more on that. Never mind, doors are open. We will deliver in the next meeting. That's it. Thank you. Thank you very much.
I think we are well on time and very good that we could upkeep our time. So till 2:30 was our limit and we would be able to finish it off well within the time. So overall the
So
meeting
shall
has
we
been.
have, pardon to interrupt, shall we
Sure.
have voting for the best role player?
Yes, please. And Reena also to nominate the best tag team. You are sending the link, Shrey?
Yeah, I just activated the poll. I'll share the link shortly.
Okay.
Yeah, I've shared it.
Okay. I think everybody has run the poll. You have received?
Yeah, so I'll close the poll for best role player.
Okay. So before we wind up, let me give a chance to Mr. Narendra Chaudhary. Narendra, you are a guest or a member? Narendra ji?
Narendra is a member.
Oh, great. Okay, fine. Okay. So yeah, we had a very good bilingual event today. One more announcement is we are going to have our club contest on the 24th of September. Of course, I have to send out the invite to everybody and the communication. So I'll be doing that today. And our next regular meeting will be on maybe on 23rd, the regular time, regular Friday. So we will soon give a communication also. So overall, the meeting went off well, and we are ending on time. Before we close for the day, I would announce the winner, the role player of the day is Ms. Reena Yadav, best role player, and the best tag team she has, of course, because I have taken 2 roles, majority. So I will hand it over to Hema.
No,
Yeah, Hema.
no, you take that. That is not justice. You are the person.
ठीक है. Thank you. So Mahesh, you have any word, any last word you have, Mahesh ji?
Could you please explain what are the contests we are having?
The international speech contest and the humor contest for the club on 24th of September.
I think it's a humorous and evaluation, na?
Humorous and evaluation. Yeah, humorous and evaluation. Right. Sorry, humorous and evaluation.
So on behalf of the club, I would like to tell everybody that contests are a very good way to improve our skill. It not only helps us to stretch ourselves, do a little more than what we usually do, but it also gives us an opportunity to observe other participants more closely and develop the the skill in ourselves. So the best form of learning that happens is the subconscious learning. When we know the tricks of the trade which other speakers are using, then you can add it up to your own arsenal and make your speech even better. So I would request all of you to please use our contests as a stepping stone for your development.
Okay, thank you very much, Mahesh. And thanks all of you.
Sorry, can I
Pardon?
just ask?
Yeah.
We will be having the humorous speech session on 24th. That is the only thing that we'll have, not the regular speeches and stuff. That will not be there, right?
No. That contest will not be coming out of the regular meeting. Contest is on 24th, Saturday.
Okay.
Now regarding the regular meeting, so 23rd is now the normal day. Next next Friday to Friday. So whether to have it or not, we will decide in the ExCom. But most probably, I think we should have it. So that decision will take next maybe by Monday or Tuesday. Okay. So with that, we shall come to the close of the 204th meeting. Thank you all.
Thank you so much. Thank you all.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you.
Bye. Thank you, Narendra ji. Thank you, Hema.